Right,
Would you like to be there?
Far north as Washington. Well, a lot of people are going to Oregon. Oh, that's a nice shirt.
What do you
got
mean
on
a lot
for
of
Friday.
people are going to Oregon?
People are moving out of big cities and they've had enough of it and they want to go somewhere little.
You mean now, just because of the COVID, or
Oh,
to this?
I think in general, it's funny because there's been a big, everybody going to the big city and then the big city getting all the money. In Britain it's London, and New Zealand it's Auckland. Everyone wants to live.
Name the big cities of some other countries. What about Norway? What would the big city be? I know you know the answer to this. Could you sit up?
Oh God, don't get
it's like you're trying
Helsinki? No, I'm trying to get comfortable, and I forget that you're doing something behind me that you think is really. It's really important to you, but it's not important to me because it's behind me. I like.
These are the problems.
Todd is asking Jen, "How's your back?" Well, how is your back, Jen? How's my back? It wasn't my back; it was my neck.
How is your back?
Yeah.
What's the matter with your back? Is it bothering you again today?
No, I had that major workout with Dr. Charlie on Tuesday, and oh my God, it took a couple of days to recover. I mean, he really worked me over in a major way.
Like it wasn't so good for you?
Oh, I'm sure it probably was. I just got back from the beach. Me and Annie went for a walk and a swim. God, that was nice. It was like a reset. I think we should do a review of the documentaries we've watched the last couple of nights.
Oh, okay.
Friday could be, or has Friday got a different theme?
No. Friday review sounds great.
Yeah, Friday review.
I'm gonna put on
review of the
show
week.
Just because I can't seem to get today's show on.
Well, yesterday's show behind us would be great. I mean, if we
nice.
can't get today's, let's get
you can
yesterday's.
see it's quite good.
Yes.
All right. So yeah.
What did we watch? We watched American Factory. He's busy reading, and I'm busy asking.
We watched American Factory, which I was not so crazy about.
Or you didn't like it when they described the Americans having fat fingers, number one, which was just rude, and then number two, when the Chinese people were talking to the Chinese workers who were now working in Ohio.
Spoiler alert if you're thinking about watching American Factory.
Well, it's about it tells you right in the description, a Chinese billionaire decides to set up a glass factory in an old GM factory where 10,000 people lost their job when it shut down, and he gives about 2,000 Ohioans a job. Dayton, Ohio. And so, but they're a culture clash, obviously, because they're Chinese and they work 28 days a month. They only have 2 days off in a month. They work 12 hours a day. So number one, the Americans are lazy. They don't work long enough.
Well,
they've got
yes,
fat
it's a
fingers.
It's a shame that we like to take 2 days off a week. I think we should be taking 3 days off a week. And what do you think about that?
Well, yes, and especially when automation is going to take us to, all these workers are going to be, not having jobs. Yeah, we better get used to what we do with our leisure time.
Well, I think we need to get
universal income.
Universal basic income. I'd like to get some universal basic.
Yes, what else would you like to get?
Healthcare.
Little kiss?
Universal. All right. Oh, you want to kiss on TV? Oh, I don't know
maybe
about that.
not. Yeah,
let's take the temperature.
we hadn't practiced that, obviously. We hadn't rehearsed that.
Yeah, you were into it for a second.
I know, and then when you pulled back from me, I was like,
what
fuck
happened?
you. Fuck you, you're not getting a kiss.
96.9.
Oh, that's because I cooled down. I went in the ocean. It was so lovely. I feel much better. I went for a walk.
I'm 97.7.
Okay, great. Good to know.
You went in the ocean, you swam in the ocean. What was it like at the beach today? Give us the beach report. Was there a lot of people
we'll
down
do
there?
some reporting on the beach. Quite a few people down there. Everyone was socially distanced. There were lots of people wearing masks as you were walking down there. We went for a walk and then we went for a swim, and it was lovely. It was much warmer than when you and I were sneaking down on July 4th weekend to go in the water. I found it a bit nippy then, remember?
Yeah, it was warmer than that.
Oh, it was warmer. It was lovely today. Yeah, I didn't need any rubber on.
No rubber clothes required.
No rubber suit.
Well, maybe I'll have to go and get in tomorrow.
Yeah, just
I'm kind of looking forward to the weekend this week.
You aren't, or you are?
I am.
Oh. Yeah,
I mean, the only real difference between the weekend and the week is that we won't be doing the show for 2 days. But yes, it was a tough week for me this week. Even I went over to the neighbors and had a coffee in the backyard.
Backyard coffee.
And even Adam was sympathizing with me
about
not being able to do jiu-jitsu. Come on. About what?
That's very sweet of Adam.
Yes.
I mean, I told you I feel bad. We have had a tough week, guys. I just have to tell you, we had a little fight today when I got home from the supermarché, and we said,
You want to bring that up?
Well, it's because it ended up. You've got to say the comic relief at the end of it was quite good. Don't you think I should tell them? First of all, we were, saying, fuck you. Oh, I did fucking open the chippy
I
packet
wasn't
right.
saying.
Out in the
I
yard
never
where
said
all
that
the
to you.
neighbors
You
can
got,
hear.
You got so mad.
Because I didn't do... I know how you like the chip packets opened, and I do it that way now. I cut them straight across the top.
Listen, everyone.
Like the really good wife that I am.
You want to go straight across the top, because if you cut at an angle on the bag of chips, then when you cut the angle down the side of the bag, it just rips right down that, and now you got a bag that's laying half open. It's terrible.
Nothing says control freak like the person in the house who gets mad at the other people in the house because they don't open the chip packet right. But Jake got so
I didn't get mad at you.
Oh, you did.
I just
and
brought
then
it
you
up.
said, I want you just to hear how I feel. And I said to you, look, I get it. You've had a tough week and you feel bad, but you can't take that out on me.
But I wasn't taking it out on you. See, this is the thing. You want to retry this case right here. I wasn't taking it out on you.
No, I wanted to get to the funny ending. What happened was, I was so mad at Jake because it's like, look, I've got Annie getting here in 2 minutes.
Well,
I've got to take the groceries.
Give me a second, because you're telling it from your point of view.
But I
wanted to discuss one thing that was bothering me, and you got so triggered and angry and scolding me because you said I was telling you off, and I said I'm not. I just want to talk to you about something, to the point where I finally, to be as non-threatening as possible, I laid down, face down on the pavement with my hands like this above my head.
He prostrated himself,
face
ladies
down,
and gentlemen.
said,
he
look,
prostrated himself.
You're acting like I'm being hostile towards you, and I'm not. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. I'm having a rough week.
I know.
Face down on the ground. And then she put her knee right on my neck. No, she didn't do that.
Don't say that even as a joke. Come on.
You were quite angry with me when in fact
I had not opened the offending chip packet. I think our daughter had. And so the fact that I was being corrected about how you're supposed to open the chip packet, I was like, give it a rest, mister. But when you prostrated yourself on the ground, it was entertaining for the first 30 seconds, and I did get it. He was really going into like a submissive dog.
You're so angry again now. This is a thing. I just brought a thing up to you, and you're so angry to me with me because I just brought something up, and you're really kind of giving me a beating in front of everyone. It doesn't feel great.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, well, it feels like it.
Yeah. That's the thing. You're trying to tell me about you, or whatever. All right, let's let it go. I'm not going to let it go, but
okay. Well, if you want to read in the comments about how Flavia does not like it when people rip the bag open all ragged, but people are weighing in.
Yeah, but it wasn't me this time, you guys. That's the thing. With the
Keys
knives coming out, I'm putting my pants back on. Oh,
Keys is putting his pants back on.
Okay.
Is this what you wanted? Is this what you hoped would happen?
Dan opens everything wrong. Yeah.
Everybody's entertaining themselves.
Yeah, Joan. Well, yes, she's a ripper. Michael Callahan Jake is also apparently ready to be part of a fashion show pirate raid. Yeah. Should we get it on what he's wearing?
I wore a kind of a Friday. This shirt is a bit rayon-y, and so it's really sweaty in here. Yeah, it's sweaty in here. But then this is a tank top, so I didn't want to just tank top it. Because you're always with your guns out. I didn't want to go guns out.
No, you're not. Yeah, you can't wear a tank top on TV.
Yeah. Would you like a question?
No, I'd like to ask you a question.
Does it have to do with the potato chip bag?
No, you can give me one out of the stack of questions.
All right.
I want, okay.
I asked, okay, well, you want to ask me a question.
I said I would, yeah. What obligation do you believe you have to your country?
What obligation do I believe I have to my country? I believe that I'm obliged to participate in our democracy, and try to make this place as good as it can be, or better. But I feel like that responsibility is more general to my country. Well, I didn't. I registered for the draft when I was required to do that, but then there was no draft, and. Maybe I should run for city council because I've got some great ideas about how the snacks should be opened.
Yeah, that would really qualify you for a very important job at the Santa Monica
Do you think
City
our friend Ted, who was the mayor
Council.
of Santa Monica,
If you told him you've got some top-notch ideas about how they should open the chippy packets, I think you're going to
I don't
get
think
right
I could
on in there.
stomach the city council meetings.
They're so boring. Oh my God. Sorry, Ted. I mean, I've been to them and then, waiting to get your turn to say something. And it's not, we know that I'm a big interrupter, so I had to sit there. But I went when we were talking about this bus that we used to have
You were trying
on
to
our
get
street.
some public transit shut down.
Yeah, it was. I'm all into public transport, but this was such a big, heavy bus that our house used to shake. I mean, for the first time a bus went by or a truck, I thought, oh, they were having an earthquake. So anyway, but they got people to stand up at the end. We now have a nice little bus that goes up and down our street, so it completely takes you up to where the train goes to downtown, and that's great. It's not a great big honking bus that could barely turn the corner from 4th onto Hill. We just needed a nice little bus. That's that isn't even full. All
Did we
the time.
get the little bus that you wanted?
We've got it right now. Yeah, it whizzes up and down all the time, and it doesn't shake the house. It's nice.
What number bus is that?
It's the 18.
The 18. The old 18.
The
That
18
was the
is a
bus
very good one. Fanula used to take that in the olden days when she went to school.
Yeah. Now
LA
she doesn't go to
County-
school. So we voted yesterday to have school back on for the fall, but we'll see.
The LA teachers are voting not to be at school in the fall. They don't want to go back. The LA teachers. I mean, we're in Santa Monica, Malibu Unified School District, so we'll see what happens.
So Keys was asking, who do you think is the best at opening a bag of chips, an otter or a honey badger?
What are the defining characteristics of the honey badger again?
Well, a honey badger is kind of a carnivorous. They're both carnivorous, but a honey badger is more of a land animal, kind of known for digging. I think otters, as Jen was pointing out, are going to have the skills, the hand skills.
Yeah, I think the otter could do it, because when you see the otter lying on its back in the ocean eating the kinna, the sea urchin, I think it could get the bag of chips open in a way that might be satisfactory for Mr. Chip bag, aficionado on my left.
Okay, Butterdick.
On your right.
I think they're both going to fail to satisfy me.
Yeah.
Because
your standards are impossibly high.
I think one thing we can agree on is that wild animals are not good at opening snacks. I mean, when you see the way they go through the trash for what they want, it's like they don't even care about strewing things that they don't want everywhere.
Have you seen the way a bear rips open rips up the sheeting off a car door to get into your chili bin?
They don't really care about
your
preserving the
your
value
chili
of your
bin
vehicle.
when it's inside. What cooler is called in America to get your food that's in there. Yeah.
Well, Flavia is saying she would vote do not send the kids back to school. Well, let me just say the vote was, do you want to send the kids back, to give them the option of either attending school in person or being 100% at home. So that's one option, includes those two things. Another option was half at school, half at home. In other words, they're going to school half time and at home half time. So we voted for the full school option, which also includes the full home option. What are you laughing at?
So David said there's going to be some great make-up arguing after the show. And then Carol said, but what was the funny part at the end of the brawl? I'm like, the funny part was when I'm putting the load of laundry on.
She's not paying any attention to me at all. She's not even looking at me.
No, here's the thing. I've got Annie arriving. I've got to change and get ready for my walk. I've got to put a load of laundry on because Jake was busy and didn't put the load of laundry on, which is fine. He doesn't have to put the load of laundry on. I've got groceries to get out of the car. I've got a lot of shit to do. And I'm putting the load of laundry on because I tried to get away from Jake and the reprimand on the chip packet that wasn't my chip packet that I opened.
Oh, you just don't even like to be around me
I'm just
until
right
it's
over
showtime.
there. And I'm putting the laundry in, and Jake is outside, lying on the concrete ground, like he said, prostrated himself, like he's Jesus or something, on the ground.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lying down flat.
You're lying down flat, face down in the concrete, and that was hilarious. I mean,
well, because I was trying to be as non-threatening as possible, but still talk.
But and also the thing that was, I think, comic about it for me is that's not usually how Jake would be in an argument. He wouldn't lie down and prostrate himself. But it has been quite a week. And then Annie did have to tell me that she and Greg had a bit of a bit of a yell at each other the other day. Because these are difficult times when you're at home all the time with your loved one. And Dave, are we going to argue some more after the show? I don't think so.
I don't think
we're done.
so.
No, we're totally done.
Uma's saying you should see, if you think bears are destructive when they're going through the trash for things, or the raccoons often go through our recycling bin. You should see the way Keys goes through the clothes drawer to get his clothes out. It's quite messy, Uma says. And the good news, as Jen says, the good news is that her back is feeling good and she's up and around. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that is good. Oh, it's everything you want to know about animal farts again. Yes. That is nice. Okay, we've got a Jack
Jen's like, she picked this show for her friend to join. Yeah, okay, look. Jen, I'm not saying that, you got to tell your friend, all these shows are not the same. Yesterday's show, I thought quite funny. We had the mask and the face shield at the same time. Monday's show was a little bit adversarial, but also
was Monday's show when we worked out.
And also, we're only 15 minutes into this show.
Yeah,
so
we could really bring this one in for a landing, Jen. I mean, ye of little faith. Come on, give us some time to
could be a strong finish.
Are you guys texting back and forth? You're texting to it. Usually it's way better than this.
I don't see what you get out of this. And in fact, when you look at the fun meter, you can see things. Is it pretty low? Look at it.
Now it's high.
You took it right back up.
Oh well, that's just bullshit.
Yeah.
The fun meter. I'll show you. I'll show you my fun meter.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would. I might let you. Maybe
we're going to make another baby this weekend. All right.
We need another baby.
How about a little snark about...
Oh, okay. All right. No, I don't want to read some snark. You read it. You always read the snark. That's not my job. I don't read the snark.
Well,
I give the snark.
You're a more reactive part of the show.
I am the snark.
You
bring the crank, I bring the snark.
I wouldn't say crank. Anyway.
Right. But we put some crank on the snark the other day. Some snark on the crank.
We put some snark on the crank. Or did we put the crank on the snark? I can't remember.
You were a little cranky. Not being able to do jiu-jitsu makes you a little cranky. And I feel bad about it. I wish you could do jiu-jitsu. Oh, there were two guys doing jiu-jitsu when we went down to the beach or something very similar. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Where?
I didn't get their number.
Whereabouts? Why didn't you text me? I could have come down. Just run down to the beach in my gi, my jiu-jitsu pajamas.
Yeah, with a little sign.
Here's some snark about religion.
Oh, good.
Where's the rapture when you need it?
That's the one where all the Christians float up. Oh, yeah. Where is the rapture when you need it?
I think...
I can't... if there are any Christians who believe in the rapture who are watching this... just take our snark.
How could that possibly be the case?
Take our snark with a grain of salt.
Darren says birds cannot fart. Just think about that. Okay, I'm not sure if that's true, Darren, but the thing about a bird, it's got everything in one hole. The male bird and the female bird, it's all one hole. It's the cloaca. It's where the urine and the pee and the poo and the baby, the urine and the pee are the same, but the all of that stuff comes out of one hole, the cloaca. That's how birds operate.
They don't do a wee and then they do a poo. They just do one mixed together.
It's all mixed together.
Yeah, it's a sloppy, Just in case anyone wanted some clarification.
Thanks for straightening that out.
Well, I think I told you the story about my friend who got, pooed on by a seagull once, cloaca'd on by a seagull, and it's dripping down the side of her head, and she's in the capital city of New Zealand, Wellington, and has to go into a cafeteria, and they don't give you enough, napkins, because we don't believe in paper napkins there.
Keith is asking if it makes any sense to say I've got a rapture in my pants. I don't think it does unless you've gone through a transition and you're missing a thing that you used to have. But I don't know if that goes to heaven then. Anyway. Dude, Darren just Googled it. What did he just Google? Who doesn't like a little snark on the crank, really? Yeah, well, you're exactly right. The reason so many people turned up at his funeral is that they wanted to make sure he was dead. That's death and dying. That's some snark about death and dying.
They turned up at the funeral because they wanted to make sure he was dead.
The reason so many people came to his funerals, they wanted to make sure he was dead.
Oh, okay. Well, to make really sure, you'd have to look in the box.
You've really got to look in the box. Are you that person when you go to the funeral? Do you want to go up and look at the body? I'm not a fan.
No, I don't think I've been to an open casket. And when you go and pay your respects and the dead body is there, it's pretty intense seeing a dead body, I think. I mean, I have seen dead bodies.
Well, it's pretty intense when somebody you know dies. That's not good.
Yeah, that is
anyway,
intense.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday,
let's get it off this one quickly. Yeah, give me some other snark that's some good snark.
Yeah, Ouija, this is where it's where you come to test your bits. You can test your bits in the comments and get a little reaction. It doesn't really always matter what we're doing, because a lot of what you're doing is really great. I don't know what else to ask you. Can I ask you another question?
We didn't do the full review of American Factory. You didn't like it because the Chinese were always saying rude things about the Americans.
No, well, why didn't you say why you liked it or not, and then I'll say why I liked it or not, instead of... We could do it the other way, where then I tell you what you thought of the movie. I mean, because that's what you just did to me.
Yeah, Dave is not going to be happy about that, because he's going to be sure that... Well, no, he will be if he thinks we're headed for...
Why don't you just say what you thought about it, and then I'll say what I thought about it.
Well, I thought it was... number one, it's really well told, and it's really well...
You sort of got yourself out by sitting back. You're out of the picture, you know. See, I seem bigger than you.
Well,
it's okay.
It doesn't matter if you seem bigger. You are bigger.
I feel like I'm being generous by offering you the opportunity to be big as well.
No, I don't need to look big. I just so anyway, American Factory is really well told, and then the way, because the Chinese people are quite open with what they think are the Americans' failings when they're speaking in Chinese. But obviously there was a camera person around all the time. But I suppose they didn't care if, you know, the Americans found out that, you know, they thought they had fat fingers, they dressed... I mean, they have this line where they say, if you're in Europe and there's someone in front of you wearing shorts and sandals and a vest, you know that person is an American.
It's a bit the Chinese people at the factory were really bashing the Americans the way Americans used to get bashed, like in the 1970s and 80s. And I feel like we're up to some new kind of terrible behavior now. And really, I think when people talk about bad tourists nowadays, a lot of times it's not the Americans.
No, it's the other ones who are talking about how bad the Americans are. They get criticized.
Sometimes the Chinese get trashed as tourists, but the Germans get a lot of... They're not... They don't get such a great rap as tourists sometimes. And I feel like it's just sort of assertiveness. What gets you a bad rap as a tourist is kind of something that, like, how wrong is it? I'm visiting your country. I want to see your stuff and do the things and wear the clothes that I like to wear when I'm doing the things and seeing the stuff.
Well, one of the things that was quite funny is they pick a group of the top dogs from American dogs from the glass company, and they take them to China, and they go to a business meeting, and one of the American guys is wearing jeans and a Jaws t-shirt, and I did think, looking at him, and other guys are wearing, you know, button-down shirts, and, you know, some of them have got jackets on, and I'm like, I think if I was going to the head office, I would not be wearing a Jaws t-shirt with a pair of jeans.
I did think that was a funny wardrobe choice to kind of get on board with the Americans. Or up to some bad behavior. Well, there was some bad behavior on both sides, but anyway, I just didn't like... It's this Chinese company comes, Fuyao Glass, they make auto glass, and they take over this American auto plant that's been decommissioned and out of service for a couple of years, and they try and run things a Chinese way and bring in Chinese people, and then the Americans rightfully are like, this is not China, this is America, and there's a conflict, and I don't know. And it was also not the ending didn't go the way you wanted it to go. It was a bit like, oh, this is not satisfying. I like stories. I think I said this the other day. I like the good guys to win. I like to have a happy ending. I feel like if I want to watch something with a crappy ending, I can just go out to the street. I can walk up to the sidewalk and there's some unhappy ending happening. I can drive over by where the homeless people are living right next to the golf course. I can talk to one of my friends who's gone through a horrible divorce. Jen's hurt her back and is back on her feet, but she said just a minute ago she can't get her business of doing roast at funerals off the ground. So that's sad for her. That's a joke. She said that, but it's
roast
anyway.
At funerals. Yeah.
So I feel like I like a happy ending. I'm not looking for a... I'm not looking for a little...
I don't think a lot of documentaries have a happy ending.
Yeah.
I mean, the Crip Camp that we watched the night before that. So Crip Camp is also on Netflix. And I would highly recommend that. I mean, we talked about it the other day because the part of these, you know, young, you know, teenage, you know, physically handicapped, some mentally handicapped, some physically handicapped. I mean, them being at this camp and the freedom that they have, but then the story really becomes about then how they get rights for themselves as a group, you know, how they get their civil rights. And
Darren saying, obviously we're not here to see these two, we're just here to talk to each other. Oh, all right.
Anyway, I thought that was a documentary that did have a happy ending. But documentaries are often telling you about something that can be kind of heavy.
Yes, Darren is pointing out that the blatant blast from the past, Guilo, however you spell it, is a common Cantonese slang term for Westerners. It means white devil. That was from my act years ago. But yeah, white devil, it's not so great.
Well, it is
To be
funny
called
when
a
they're
white
telling
devil.
the Chinese workers that now that you're here in America, you're allowed to criticize the president and it's okay, nothing bad will happen. Unless you've got a job close to the president and then he'll fire you. But if you're just working at a glass factory, you can say whatever you like,
Yeah.
you know, about unless they think
So anyway,
you're a Chinese
American
spy.
Factory pass. And then Jeff is saying he just likes hanging out with his boyfriend. There's nothing you can do in Los Angeles right now. We've been kind of going to the beach, but yeah, there's not a lot you could do. There's restaurants open near our house. You can go to a sidewalk table area of the restaurants, which look pretty nice, but it feels like that's where you're going to get a little bit of a side of COVID with your... One of my comedian people who I know just got back from Texas got COVID at the club in Texas and was saying in his thing, I fist bumped some people after the show, so if we fist bumped or took pictures together after the show, think about it, get tested, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Look, if you're in LA right now, the beach is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not too crowded. You'll feel completely safe there. The water's gorgeous. Go for a swim.
And
it's like a reset. And then you can just sit there on the beach looking out at the horizon and all your troubles are behind you.
That's what I
like.
want to... Yeah, I'm going to go to the beach tomorrow, not today. So we got to watch Magnetic. Rachel is saying she saw it. That's a film that Jen had recommended and I wrote down. So we got to watch Magnetic. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And then we got to check out Documentary Now. Again, we got to check out another one. Remember we watched the Grey Gardens one?
Oh, yeah.
And
Annie, you watched Crip Camp. Did you like it? Amy, sorry, I wasn't close enough. These are my progressive, so I have to read the thing. I have to read the notes like that, and then when I'm back here, I know. Yes.
I just did a bit of nose waxing a couple of days ago. I went in there with the
super sexy.
the wax, and then I don't do both at once. They recommend
Oh,
you
I'm
do one
so
at a
glad
time.
I don't have to see that.
I thought you
aren't
wanted to
guys-
see. You wanted
No,
to,
I don't.
You wanted to have Fanula up to go check it out.
No, absolutely not. You get your revisionist history is quite fanciful. Isn't it, darling? Isn't it? Yes, it is. Jake and his revisionist history. Sunbum.
Are you deliberately being mean to me right now today?
Oh, no,
Yeah, you are.
Oh my God, I'm not. I feel like I'm being quite sweet.
That's not the way it feels.
Oh, well, you know,
anyway.
I didn't say it in a snark way or put any crank on it. I just said, you and your revisionist history. Anyway, you can see, guys,
we'll be back on Monday.
Yeah, we'll take a break. You can take a break from us. I think that we're okay, but it's just been a hard week.
Would you accept $10,000 to shave your head and continue your normal activities, sans, hat, or wig, without explaining the reason for your haircut? I feel like this is an old book of questions, but $10,000 seems low. What about $50,000?
Oh, I think I would shave my head for $50,000. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? I would do that. That's a holiday. That's a nice holiday somewhere. Hair grows back. I like having short hair. I'd be okay.
Well, you'd have no hair for a while.
Right, and I'm not allowed to wear a wig or a hat or anything.
Or and then tell people I got paid $50,000 to have my head shaved.
You just have to say I.
You shaved your head. You just go, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. Well, I could easily do that.
I think you could too.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'm going to open the door because it's a little bit hot.
You can open the door. You can open the door. So what do we have on for this weekend? Do we have any? Do we have any plans? Are we having some social time? Is somebody coming over? The show's almost over, so please, could you come over and?
Yeah, I am coming back.
Okay, you were just standing over by the air.
Yeah, I was looking at you like, have you lost your mind? I was giving you one of those. Hi, darling.
Well, no, you weren't. You were.
I'm here now. I'm back.
Do we have any plans for the weekend?
We might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. I know this episode has been a little bit weird. Apologies for that, Jen. But we're all doing our best to get through the coronavirus time. Would you like to have? Well, I don't think I can even read any of the.
Well, why don't you give me one to one?
No, I don't want to do that. I can't read the Seize the Day, and I'm not going to give it to you. How about that? All right, here's a Seize the Day. God. God.
Okay, so this is from Herm Albright. Do you know who that person is?
I don't.
Okay. A positive attitude may not solve all your problems, but it will annoy enough people to make it worth the effort. I think we read that one once before. That's quite a good
We
one.
might have. I think we might have read almost all the Seize the Days.
Oh, really?
Do you know we've been doing this for almost 15 weeks now?
We have?
Yes.
Well, that's a long time. It does seem, because I remember when we first started, it was cold, and I'd be wearing a sweatshirt or something, or a jacket.
Yeah.
So yeah, we started it in March.
It's a long time.
In March, yeah.
I'd love to turn the show around, but I feel like this is a real kind of a flat, turdy type ending. Do you have any ideas?
Well, the fact that we've been doing it for 15 weeks, I think, is pretty great.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty, we've shown up, you guys have shown up, we've shown up every Monday through Friday
well, and that's
for
what I was
15 weeks.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today, and that's what was sort of the downer of this week for me. I meant to have a happy hour thing in here. I meant to bring a non-alcoholic beer in, but one of the downer things to me about this, the jiu-jitsu reopening happened at the same time as the cases were going up. So I had been really looking forward to when jiu-jitsu reopened, and then the cases went up, and then it was like, okay, well, you can't do jiu-jitsu. And then also it pushed the when is this going to be over into the deep future. And then when I was saying we voted for the schools to come back and have the kids be in school, well, I voted for that. But then when someone said, oh, I don't think they should go back to school, it's like, yeah, maybe by the end of August I'm not going to feel like I want Fanula to go back to school. It just is like we're just going deeper and deeper into the unknown. Dave says the marriage is at a 3.1 right now.
Very perceptive, Dave.
Do you think it's at 3.1?
Well, I don't think it's quite as at the 3.1, but I think, that it's, I mean, I can tell you're a bit angry at me.
Well, I feel like that's positive. That's a positive sign.
that I intuitively
you're able to sense that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm completely able to sense that.
Yeah. Are you angry at me?
Not as angry as you are at me.
Okay. Well, that's good.
No, I'm not angry at you, actually.
I think in a marriage it's nice to be the most angry.
You do?
Well,
okay,
maybe
well
not.
Then,
maybe not.
Well,
but I mean,
okay, well, enjoy it then. Enjoy it where you're at.
Well, I thought you were more angry at me.
No,
so,
I'm not.
So it's positive news.
I was telling that story because I thought it was quite funny. I mean, for you to prostrate yourself on the ground and, after all we've been through this week. And the fact is it's hard because we are in the unknown. We're in this, crazy unknown. We don't have proper leadership. Other countries are not having... I mean, we're going up in cases to higher than the number of cases that we had back in the surge of April. That is horrible. So we're going in completely the wrong direction. And, it doesn't feel good. And we have to just sort of surrender and accept what is and, muddle our way through it, take care of ourselves. I mean, we know what to do. I heard Mayor Garcetti on the, he was, on the radio yesterday having a, press conference and talking about, we've got to do all the sensible stuff. And, yes, some places are open, but really you've got to stay home as much as possible.
Well, we are staying home a lot. We are staying home.
I think if you went for a swim right now, that would be good. Maybe I'll go for another one
Flavia
with you.
says she doesn't think this was a bad show at all. I don't want to bring that to a vote, Flavia, but it's very nice of you to say that. But yeah, Jen wants this disagreement to be resolved, and I do too. I'm a fan of I'm a fan of a happy ending.
I know, but I feel like it is
resolved. Well, I don't want to feel like when we turn it off, I'm going to get it from you, or you're going to get it from me. Well, I'm not going to give it to you. Are you going to give it to me?
No. Oh my God.
All right. Well, that's good.
I think you're reading this situation,
I did think you were more mad at me. So when you said that, oh my God.
Are you digging yourself deeper into the hole?
No, I'm not. I've got a virtual doctor's appointment coming up at 4:00. So that may be someone has called and left me a voicemail.
Oh yeah, you're really excited about that because he's going to get to see the doctor in an app in the UCLA doctor's app.
I'm going to be in an app.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear how that goes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go. So I'll have that report for you on Monday. I'm going to do a virtual. I can't remember if I told the story, but I had to call the doctor's office. First, I tried to just do it through the app and say, look, I want to get a COVID test and a re-up of this prescription that I have. And then they said, you got to call the doctor and make an appointment for a virtual appointment. So I called, but then you can't make an appointment. You tell the guy what you want to have an appointment for. Then he tells the doctor, then he calls you back and says, yeah, we can schedule an appointment. So all that happened. So now I have an appointment for today at 4 o'clock on the app. And then I got to go on the app before the appointment and fill out some kind of app paperwork.
Yeah. Okay, so you probably should
get
do that.
ready for the appointment. Okay. But anyway, I'm fine. I'm not sick. God, they're still calling me. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, and we're okay. Are you good?
We're totally
where are we at with
fine.
the marriage right now? What would you say?
Well, I'd say we're sort of in the fives because we've got some, you know.
Oh God, that's lower than I thought.
Where were you going to say?
Well, I was hoping that we'd be back up into the sixes. You know.
The fives are pretty close to the sixes.
What do you think we'll be able to make it to 7, 8 by the time we go to bed?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
think
good.
we're in for a good afternoon. I think once you talk to Dr. Nick and, you know, and then, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
All right. I love you.
I love you too.
All right.
All right.
I'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay,
Not tomorrow. I'll see you all Monday. We'll see you Monday.